Hi everyone, so today we're going to plant up some lilies because I've got some crazy looking lilies that are actually got buds on them and are starting to fall over, so I'm going to have to pot them up. So these are the lilies that are getting way too tall and they're starting to fall over. In fact, I had to do this one right away because it had fallen over in the container. So I'm going to have to pot all of these up and I'm going to put them into these large drink cups and then of course drainage holes in the bottom, and that should hold them over until I can get them into the ground. But I wouldn't be surprised with the way these are growing, and I've hardly given them any water or anything, very little sunlight, that they won't have blooms before they go out. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep you up to date, but let's get these planted. So the first thing I want to do is I want to take all of these out and put them on the paper towel, and then I'm going to sterilize the soil because lilies tend to be really buggy. So we're going to deal with that right away with boiling water into the soil, and then we can reuse soil. I've already had to uproot the other ones. The roots are all tangled as well. So although this worked super well, next time I might do things differently. So I'm just carefully nudging them out. I'm trying not to put dirt everywhere, and you can see how tangled they are. And I might even have to break some of the roots just to get them out, which is fine. So I'll just continue to carefully nudge these out, trying to feel my way around. And you can see the stack I'm getting right here. You see how all twisted they are in the soil. Last year I didn't have to do this. They were okay. This year, not so much. There are some like this one that haven't done as much, which is okay with me. And there's quite a few here, but I want to get that soil and I want to deal with the soil before I put them back in. So you can see how long these roots are. And we will have to cut these back a bit to make them fit. But that is the way it goes. Just didn't expect this kind of vigorous growth this year off of these, just because of last year's results. But you just never know from year to year what's going to happen, I guess. Looks like we got a really good germination rate though. This one's a little crusty. It's solid, but it's crusty. I think that one's toast. Look at that. And I'm going to pull some of this off. Throw it in the garbage. I'll pick through this dirt after a bit. There we go. All right, let's get the crap out of this dirt, and then I'm going to treat the dirt with boiling water because I know these were the worst for gnats in the house. Had I treated the dirt before, I would have had less issues, but I still would have had some because they always come in the lily bulbs too. Here's a stockpile of lilies I got out of that mix. Now I'm just going to dump this dirt into the bin here. And I'll give this pan a good wash too, just to make sure. All right, so I'm calling this Deborah's, what am I calling this? Deborah's Soil Cocktail is what I'm calling this. This is Deborah's Soil Cocktail, and this is adding hot boiling water to this. And that will kill everything, and if I find some more roots, I'll pick them out, which I see some right now. I might need to add a bit more. See, you're going to find roots like this sometimes with lilies. Just take them out. I'm actually going to add some more hot water to it. I want it good and hot. Kill anything in here. and just mix it in really good. Because I mean, you paid for the soil, you don't want to waste it. While I wait for the kettle to boil, I'm going to go through and clean off some of these roots and just make sure they're good and clean as much as I want, and to shorten them down a bit, like this one here, just so they'll fit in the container better. I'm just going to pick that off and go through them one at a time here. These little ones aren't too bad. Don't need to do too much with them. No, he's giving them complete heart attacks. Like this one. It's not very long, but look at the roots it put on it. I have no trouble cutting stuff back. I have no fear of it because I'm kind of with the attitude, if it makes it, it makes it. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And usually they make it. So I've done this quite a few times to various plants, and yeah, it kind of feels good to cut stuff off. That's done. They're all cleaned up. Now I'm just going to clean up my mess. This is what they look like, all cleaned up. There's a bit of dirt on the table and on the floor a bit, but pretty clean. I see the odd gnat come flying out of these bulbs, which is normal, but I'm going to pot these all up into those cups, and then quite honestly, I can put them out in the daytime because it's warm right now, and then just bring them in at night, and that will save a lot of work. So we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. The snow is melting and it's warm here. So I'm just waiting for my water to boil, and then I'm just going to let it cool, and then I'm going to pot these up. It's not a slow process. You can get these done fairly fast. I push the dirt in as I go to make sure that the lily is firmly in place. And you can see how full that is. And then there's about an inch at the top. And then with the little ones, like this one, oh, I'm getting a lot of sun today. Like this one, I put a bit of soil in the bottom of the cup, make my holes, and I'll put an inch of soil in the bottom, and just set it on top of the soil, and then I will cover the bulb. That's it. And I'm sorry you're getting so much shadow. And I'll show you what it looks like here. Just because the sun is shining through, which is really nice, but really hard when you're doing a video. All right, so you can see here how much soil is in that lily. Here's the other tray of lilies, just so you can see how healthy and beautiful they are. I think every single one of them came up and they look amazing. So they also need to be potted up. But another day, another job. So you can see all the buds on these lilies, if they do bloom inside, because our weather still has not warmed up that much. It was the first time I've ever had lilies bloom that I've grown from bulbs in the house. So I will put these to good use, and I will cut them when they do bloom, if we get to that point, and I will make an arrangement out of them, and then the bulbs themselves will go back into the garden. But you can see all the Asiatics have buds on them. So they should be beautiful. Very healthy. This method of planting them up in seed starting mix in a low shallow tray was very effective, maybe too effective for growing them. They're a little too early. Oh well, we'll make the best of it. I'm just happy to have healthy plants. That's it for this video. I am going to move these outside to help harden them off a little bit more, and I will see you guys in the next video. Let me know how your lilies are doing. If you grew them inside and have bought bag lilies, love to hear from you. Thanks everyone. Bye.